We live in what I call a VUCA moment. A world of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And nothing is more VUCA than the issues of water justice. Millions can live without love, but no one can live without clean water. Clean drinking water is the most fundamental human right. It is central to the well-being of all people on the planet, and the lack of access to clean, fresh water is one of the most serious threats to human health. It has recently been estimated that 16 million people do not have access to basic sanitation facilities. That is 1/3 of our population. Not only is the lack of access to water a health threat, it is one of the biggest business risks to our country. And with climate change, drought and excessive flooding become more and more common. We have forgotten the sacredness of water. Water does not come from a tap. It comes from a river, and that river comes from our Creator. In South African society, there's often been a divide between environmentalists and activists for social justice. As Pope Francis says, we have separated the cry of the poor from the cry of the earth. This is nowhere more evident than in water. Our modern, globalized society, industry and agriculture is stressing our water resources, and the lack of water impacts on the quality of the poor and the marginalized. I want to pose a question. Where is the critical bridge that we all need to build and cross? The bounty of the land, including our water resources, is to be used for the widow, the alien, and the oppressed, and to be looked after for future generations. So what are the most essential water challenges, and what are we going to do about them? There are 3 sources of water which are under threat: our rivers, our oceans, and our aquifer. But what can the church do? We as leaders in the church must understand the language and the issues of clean water. As leaders in the church, we must help illuminate our congregations and our local, regional, and national leaders to the mistakes that are being made. We must elevate our nation's decision makers' consciousness to commit to addressing this most basic human need and engage those that are willfully or mindlessly polluting to face these realities. City officials, dear friends, are stewards of our resources, and these resources must be preserved for future generations. How can we reconnect with water as something holy and precious? Where did the water come from that was used for your baptism? Where is your River Jordan? Can you identify it and see if it is clean and free from rubbish? Water is a sacred gift from God, And speaking for Christians, it is not just full-time conservationists who are called to be stewards of God's creation. It is all of us. So we need to educate ourselves and understand where water comes from, the water that we use. We need to look at how we use it, make sure we use water carefully. The statistics on waste are shocking. By 2050, there will be more plastic in the oceans per weight than fish. The best way we care for our oceans and rivers is to be passionate campaigners against waste. We have lived our lives by the assumption that what was good for us would be good for the world. We have been wrong. We must change our lives so that it will be possible to live by the contrary assumption that what is good for the world will be good for us. Let us end indifference. Let's end our indifference to the importance of water and its centrality to our faith and our lives. The opposite of love is not hate, it is indifference.